Hi guys! Well, we're finally ready to start something on geometry here. All right, the standard we're going to be addressing today is our very first standard in geometry. It's called congruence, and we're going to focus today on just the building blocks of geometry. So with these building blocks, we're going to need some new vocabulary. And I think the terms that we're going to discuss today that you've heard before, but let's make sure that everybody is on the same page and we have these down, and so that we can understand how these terms relate and build onto each other. If you'd like, you can follow along in the textbook. This material starts on page 11. Okay, here is our vocabulary list for this lesson. These are the 6 terms that we will be able to define by the end of this lesson. Point, line, plane, segment, ray, opposite rays. And if it seems like I'm going too fast for you, hit the pause button, rewind, and play it again. Okay, here we go, guys. A point. A point is just a location in space. It has no size. Points are imaginary. Look around you. You don't see any points sitting around, do you? Okay. But in geometry, in order for us to start measure, we have to have a starting point. Okay. So if you consider, like on a ruler, that you would hold up for measurement. Okay. It's backwards for you. Okay. But we consider this as a point here. This is a starting point for us to do measurement. All right. So a point is simply a location in space. Look over here at the third column, the diagrams. When we write in geometry, or you see it on your textbook, or looking at it on a test, or you have to do it for homework, we will define a point always with a capital letter. Okay, a line. A line is a straight path that extends in opposite directions without end. Okay, it has no thickness. All right, so for example, I'm going to show you this. Okay, little thing here. All right, so this is a line. It extends on and on and on, and it has no end. Okay, it also has no thickness, but in order for me to make it a good demonstration for us here on the screen, I had to make it thick. All right, but again, lines have no thickness. They just extend on in both directions forever and ever. All right, a plane. A plane is represented by a flat surface that has no ends. It also has no thickness. All right, but in order for us to translate this from the real world to the geometry world, we have to make it. All right, so here we have our ordinary sheet of paper, and this for us in the geometry world will represent a plane. Okay, but in the real world, it extends on and on and on forever without thickness. Look at the diagram there to see how we will represent a plane. Notice that the plane has 3 identified points on it. Points A, B, and C. All right, a segment. A segment is part of a line that has 2 endpoints, a start and a finish. So a ruler is a great example of a segment. Definite start point, definite end point. This is a segment. It is part of a bigger part of a line. Okay, this could extend on and on forever. Okay, but this segment is just part of that line with a defined start and end. A ray is a part of a line, all right, where you have one endpoint and it continues on and on in one direction. So here is an end point. Again, points have no thickness, but in order for you to see it, I've drawn it with a marker. The ray extends on and on and on in this direction forever and ever. Okay, but it does have a defining point where it starts. Opposite rays form a line. All right, one point where they meet, and they go off in opposite directions. It's just another way of saying it forms a line. Okay, again, please look at the diagrams. If you haven't caught on to any of these, felt I've gone too fast, please hit the rewind button. What I'm going to do now is give you a little post quiz. All right, making sure you're understanding of these definitions, all right, and that you're able to identify them. Okay, so we want to be able to identify the words on this: point, line, plane, segment, ray, and opposite ray, and also be able to identify them by their pictures. All right, see you in class.